This is Ice Cream Gecko, and in today's video we're going to take a look at the Burger King Extra Long Chili Cheese. Wonderful thing this is. I've seen so many advertisements about this for years, but I've never tried it. Some I always thought there was chicken in there. Maybe it's because of the chi. Usually there's like a long chicken everywhere, somewhere, but this one is different. This has got beef. I think it has got beef. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, I bought this for €5 and something. Again, I gave the cashier my receipt, and I'm not gonna go into that again. But yeah, €5 something is what I think I paid for it, and let us see if it is worth it. So the first impression. Ah, boy. Usually I give McDonald's a bit of a bad rap for the way that they package things, because in these wrappers you can really, make it snug and do it so that it doesn't, break apart and everything. This one right here, this is an attempt where that thing, well, that procedure did not succeed. It looks sad. I think sad is the proper description for this, and maybe we can fix that a little bit. So we've got our 3 patties right there. We've got that chili cheese sauce, I think, at the very bottom of it. We've got some jalapenos. Are they called jalapenos or jalapenos? I don't know. I've heard someone say jalapeno or jalapeno. No, it was Bubbles who said jalapeno, I think, yeah. Yeah, reminds me of the movies. Haven't been to the movies in quite some time now, which is a bit unfortunate. And we've got the basic cheese on the back right there. Now, come on. This feels like the same problem that I had in the previous thing, the Clubhouse King that I reviewed. The bun itself, this actually feels almost exactly like one of these pre-baked baguettes, small baguettes that you buy at Aldi or whatever, grocery store you go to, or supermarket you go to, and then you take it home and prepare it fully in your home oven. This one right here really has got the consistency of one of those small baguettes, but it hasn't been like baked fully, and then it's gotten cold, and now it's got a weird consistency to it that isn't really crunchy, nor is it soft. It's somewhere in the middle, not a good middle, that I have to say. Anyway, a bit disappointing right off the bat. I did hope that it was just that one burger that they kind of screwed up. I hope it's not like a systemic issue or something. I've heard a lot about systemic issues recently. I hope that Burger King hasn't got one of them. So the cross section of the entire thing, yeah, that actually looks a bit better with the thing, lined up properly and everything. Anyway, I'm going to take a bite of this. I'm not really looking forward to it as much as I thought I would. It looked a lot tastier in the picture. That's all I can say about this. First bite, quite alright. I really feel that spiciness of that jalapeno, really nice. Something that is already annoying me is the bun on the top and the bun on the bottom. I guess the 2 halves of the bun. It's got that weird texture in which it really wants to stick to your gums, onto your teeth. It's not really nice at all. Let me see about the sauce itself. That's like one of the big points of this, I guess. Is this where the spice comes from, or is it the jalapeno? Now that fingerful of sauce, no, I don't think that's where all of that spice comes from. Cheese, what's the cheese like? Cheese is kind of cold and not really melted, just in the middle right here. But also right here, it's barely melted. I think this is mostly gone like soggy because of all of that fluid from the jalapeno and the thing on top and the squishiness and all that. It's not hot enough. It's just not hot enough. Very, very disappointing so far. Anyway, I'm going to have another few bites now. Alright, halfway through. Thank God that there is some spice to it. Really distracts me quite well from that weird texture. I know what it reminds me of. It reminds me of Aldi baguette sandwiches, but those probably fill you up a lot better and cost like €2.50 or something. That's what it reminds me of. Now I remember. Alright, let's see what this tastes like. Something that I always wonder is where the spice of of a dish comes from. Let's try this one on its own. I think it comes from this thing. Good times. It reminds me of the movies. Yeah, I need to go to the movies sometime in the future. Oh boy, yeah, I'm not used to spicy foods at all. This is a bit hot, but it's nice, it distracts from the shortcomings of the rest of this. Let's go for a little piece of the patty itself. I think with the patty, they did a good job on that. They usually do. I think it was like the previous burger in the previous video. It was just cold, I think. But it's got that barbecue-y, flavor and scent to it. I really enjoy that. Usually, like, the patties on Burger King burgers are better, in my opinion, than McDonald's burgers. At least over here where I live. Depending on the nation that you're in, or even like the county sometimes, or the store itself, things can vary quite a bit. All right, I'm gonna reassemble this thing, and I'm going to consume it whole. And I'm going to make it, that I am sure of, and then I'm going to make up my mind about it. The sauce itself was fine. Yeah, but it has the same problems as the previous one, which is unfortunate. I thought it was a one-off thing. It isn't. So, yeah. Let's see if the last half can surprise me with something very decent. The consumption process is complete, and I'm ready to give you my verdict regarding this particular item of magnificent Western cuisine. First impression, give half a point this time. It looked a bit better than the last one that I gave, like, I think 0.25 points for. I didn't really want to go down that route, but I kind of had my reasoning behind it. On this right here, like the three patties that were kind of sitting in a row, I don't know, I just don't want to give those fractured points again. Half is all I'm going to do this time around. I'm not really happy with this entire thing. First impression, it just looked sad. It looked really sad. Nothing was centered, and you can really do that a lot better with these wrappers than you can do with the cartons that McDonald's uses. Anyway, color-wise, it was fine though. Nothing to complain about. Like the jalapeno looked alright. The bread was too light, but that wasn't the issue with the bread. The patties looked like regular patties do, and the cheese was it was a bit paler in some spots, but that's because of the moisture that gets into it, and when it's squished and all that. It hasn't really been a heating process that thing has been going through. The entire thing was too cold for that, I would assume. Consistency and texture-wise, I give what do I give? What do I give? I give 1 point on that. Simply because the bread was disappointing. It felt like one of these Aldi mini baguettes that you get for, I think, like 15 or 20 cents a pop. And it tastes or felt like one that wasn't properly prepared at home then, as if you were to cheap out on those 5 minutes of electricity for the oven, something like that. Not really enjoyable, the texture of that thing. And it really draws away from the entire product. The bread is, maybe not mass-wise, but volume-wise, it's quite a part in it. And if the bread isn't good, the rest really has to work overtime to pull that ship around. On this occasion, though, that really wasn't accomplished in a way that it probably could have if the bread was fine. 3 points taste-wise. The sauce wasn't as dominant as I thought it was, which is a bit disappointing. The jalapenos were, or jalapeno. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that, and I'm a bit embarrassed, but I think I'm going to get over it. The jalapenos were fine. The cheese itself was just, like I always say, the regular cheap, shitty cheese. The bread was not that cool. I think I've said that enough by now. So taste-wise, overall with the patty, it was okay. It was okay, you can eat it. It's just the texture that really throws you off and really makes it feel like you've got a subpar product. and it certainly felt like that. And you're not really paying subpar money for it. You're paying, I think it was well over €5 I paid for this. I could have had 2 Aldi baguettes and I would be really filled up now. And this one right here, no, not really the case. Theme realization wise, the extra long chili cheese, half a point. It's not really all that extra long. They could have called it long chili cheese, but when the theme is extra long, you know, this is just looking like in width not much more than a McChicken classic. So yeah, I don't even know. Extra long, it's too much. It's too much. I would expect something different and not something like this that looked a bit half-assed, unfortunately, as a whole. Anyway, 6 out of 10 is the rating for this thing. Anyway, if you've got a question or a video suggestion, leave it in the comment section down below. And if you want to see more videos just like this one, please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope I'm going to see you soon. Until then, bye bye.